Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined here with Makubura and Miguda. I can also see Gibson Connor and Laban Misiani on the comment section. I hope and I believe all of you are doing fine. Currently, I'm in Kisumu, and you know very well that we lost the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And today I was in the streets and trying to talk to people on the street on their view on what is their take on, especially the loss that they've had. There was no much activity in the Kisumu city. The business was running as usual, but people were talking, people were giving what they can, what they know or what they will remember Raila Molo with. And let me take this opportunity also to welcome Perspective D. Thank you so much for joining. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome Brenda. And to go into the main discussion, we know very well that today the Right Honorable Prime Minister body arrived at home, and there's so many things that took place, especially at JKIA. We saw the mourners, the lovers of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, were able to access the runway, and they just wanted to confirm whether that was Raila who came on the plane. And I know we will discuss more about this. And let me just take this opportunity to also to welcome Miguda. Maybe Miguda, what did you pick today, especially when the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga landed at home? What did you pick? All right, maybe we have a problem with Miguda's network. Makubura, let me come to you. Makubura, I know and I believe you were following, especially what was happening at JKIA. Maybe on your side, what accounts can you give? What are these memorable moments that picked when the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister arrived at home?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much first for the opportunity. Just remind our viewers, of course, that this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. I can see our good friend Eric is requesting for the link.
You can share with him.
Yeah, I've just shared the link via the comment section. So whoever wants to give or to condole with the people of Kenya can just click the link and it will direct them to the channel. Okay, thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity first to continue, of course, condoling with the people of Kenya and specifically the family of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga played a bigger role in the Kenyan politics. He shaped the politics of the Republic of Kenya in quite a lot. In several angles, and of course, just like the people of Kenya have always witnessed how he plays his politics. Today, a mammoth of people gathered at the JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, to receive the body of the late Raila Amolo Odinga. This is a man who has always brought forth a multitude of people. This is a politician who has always, not once but several times, pulled crowds, even at a point or at a time when people are not really expecting. So just like he has always been managing to pull the crowd,
Yeah.
even though he was dead, even though he arrived in a casket, he still had the power to bring forth all the crowds, a multitude of people to witness what we call the arrival of his body. This was a massive reception, a reception that, of course, not really receiving the usual Raila Amolo Odinga, but this time they were receiving the body. Such a painful occurrence. But above all, the people turned out, both supporters and all the people of Kenya who at one point or another had interacted or knew him at, whether in political limelight or at a personal level. Of course, what we saw in that particular airport was a grieving group of people, a group of Kenyans who, of course, for the first time, remember, the many times Raila has always been coming to the countries, he has always been received at the airport. But today, the reception was, I think he was receiving his last respect, his last reception. And of course, his supporters turned out, of course, breached all the protocols of security that were placed in place just to ensure that they reached and accorded what they call in their own terms as a good reception. That was a good move, and it is a show of what we call last respect to the political enigma. Uh, a man who has quite a lot, I mean, quite a number of names, names which, of course, were given to him based on the different circumstances and the different periods that he
Mhm.
played, or in one way or another, he showcased his political prowess in the political limelight of Kenya. Of course, we saw quite a number of close allies and even those who are not close allies giving the last respect. That was one of the things that I did note at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport today in the morning when the body arrived. Of course, with a lot of salutation and honor from different, starting from the airport staff, starting of course from the airplane, the airport staff and almost everybody in their respective area of work. They came out and did what they can to ensure that they celebrated a life that, according to many, was well lived. That is my take.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Makubura, for that. And for Laban Misiani, I think that Laban Misiani, brother Benson, I'm very, very much heartbroken by the death of Baba Raila Molodinga. And I take this condolences message to you. I know, Laban, we've been with you here for uh, ever since this channel started, and you've always, at no any given time, have you not expressed the love you have for the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and I know how you feel, and we just pray for God to, especially for the lovers of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, to the Kenyans as a whole, and even to the to everybody, to the world. The loss of Raila Amolo Odinga is one of the biggest loss, I would say, especially talking about the political landscape of Kenya. Raila Odinga has shaped the political landscape in so many ways that we so many ways, in a thousand times. So, and Makobura, I ask you about what did you maybe see that was of great history. Something that I also want to remind our viewers that when you look at the history, especially for highly profile leaders of our country, Raila has made a history. His death has made a history because, like, he's the high profile leader in our country who has died outside the country and has been brought up home. It has not happened in our history. It's the first time that is happening, and with Raila Odinga, to me, that was a history, and nobody. And if you look at the reception that the Right Honorable Prime Minister got, especially at the JKA, that was high. Nobody has ever received that one. Let me take this opportunity also to thank Tilen. He said that it's a sad moment for Africa. Hi, Mr. Kevin. This is from Good Here, and hi, Mr. Eric Ayaga. Let me also take this chance to welcome Mr. Baby. Who is also a panelist today, and Baby, let me give you this opportunity also to share with us what memorable or moment did you pick from the time the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister arrived at JKIA from India? Thank you so much. Baby, are you there? Baby, are you there? Okay. We cannot get Baby. I don't know what's happening. Let me tell you, Ayaga, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I hope you can get me.
I can get you clear. So far, so good. How has your day been?
Oh, my day. Hi to my fellow panelists, our viewers, and Kenyan at large, and Africa. So my day, I can't say my day is good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm having the worst of worst. The days that no human being life uh, never wish even for the enemy, because these are the sad moments. I think the last time I interacted with such days was 2005, 2006. But that is life. We are here, and sometimes we need to march on.
Okay.
The culmination of today, I can say I've seen good,
Hmm.
best, bad,
Yeah.
worst, and even the things that should not ought to have happened, like killing people in Kasarani. Just killing
Hmm.
some because number one, this person just wake up very early in the morning. Some of us, like me, sometimes I'm not in Nairobi, but I never slept. So um, I'm imagining these people, they never slept, tired, not eaten anything, went to JKIA, walk from JKIA. The direction was town parliament, and then on the way diverted to Kasarani, and it was done deliberately to exhaust these people.
Hmm.
Reaching Kasarani exhausted, and then you take advantage of them. So that is the worst for me I witnessed today,
Okay.
because
And maybe if you look at what happened from especially at JKIA, before even we come to Kasarani, the way in which the security was breached, whereby the mourners got access to the runway, and even if you look at the CDF himself now was, to me, I feel like it was exposed. He was exposed because that he was now interacting with the people. Do you see there was some security lapses, or like they were overpowered by mourners?
there was nothing like being overpowered.
Yeah.
We have been in this country. Yeah? If they wanted to do whatever they want to do,
Mhm.
they could have done them. But because people always want to create things, nothing was overpowered. For those who have been in JKA, let me now talk to let me now talk to some of my grandmothers who have never gone to JKA,
Mhm.
because when I was a little boy, those days when we joined campus, we used to go to a certain place they are called Taj Mahal,
Yes.
where we used to view the landing and the taking off of the plane. Those days, I think ilivunjwa wakati walikuwa wanajenga ile kabarabara inaitwa Utare.
Yes.
The most secure places in this world is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So these all things were done deliberately, and for me, peacefully, calmly, because we are now in a Solomonic era of our life. I can just say this government niko na shida. Maybe pengine wengine wako na everything. That was
Yes.
deliberately
Mhm.
made. Yeah, to
Okay.
send some messages for them. I don't know, but
Okay.
for me
Mhm.
personally, up to let me rest it that the case there,
Okay. All right.
kuna shida
Uh,
mahali.
All right, Ayaga, I know we will have a long session today, and I will come back to you. Let me invite Baby. Baby, thank you so much for joining. I hope you're there now. You fixed your audio. What did you pick, especially from the time the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister arrived at JKIA and the procession that went all the way to the Kasarani National Stadium for public viewing? What did you pick? Baby, are you still there? Baby? Okay, there's a problem. I think there's a problem with the baby's network. Let me come, Miguda. You're there, sir.
I'm back. Can you hear me? I'm back.
Okay, I can hear you today. Let me just read something. I have no much to utilize the passing of African political enigma. Long live Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. If people celebrated Raila's defeat at AUC, what are they doing today? Rest in peace, Baba. Thank you so much, Judith, for joining us. So, Miguda, what did you pick, and what can you say about all today's event?
What I picked, and first I want to convey my condolence to the family of Right Honorable Odinga. We are still mourning Baba, and we are still in that mood of mourning. So we should be granted that time. And the fact that today Baba supporters came out in large number to receive Baba's remains at the airport, to me, it was a good thing for people to mourn their political enigma. It was a good thing for people to come out Tajidampa to receive the remains of Raila Amolo Odinga. And customarily, that's how a hero is being received. And let no one lecture you about why were people going to receive Raila Odinga. That is nonsensical because the cultures are diverse. So you don't teach people out of their culture. What I want to say, and I'm very much convinced because I follow the incidents very closely. First, I want to say the security was breached. And this is not the first time. It means we don't learn. There have been incidences since Ruto came to power whereby just by within a short time, something can happen to Mr. President. So you need to ensure that we beef the security, because from my view, we got a very good number of people who will have managed that crowd. The crowd ought not to have breached to an extent that they access the runway. That was not in accordance to the program, because you understand also the JKA is protected area, and to an extent whereby our airspace was shut down for 2 hours because there was no aeroplane to get in or to get outside the country. It means the airspace of the Kenyan was shut down for 2 hours because of the people got an access to the runway. That is number one. Number two, what
Are you still there, Mr. Miguda?
even if you open live rounds, must you shoot direct? Because there's that, I think 90 degrees, you can shoot in the air. And I saw some tear gas. We ought not to have lost people. And the reason was that there was someone who threw a twig at the presidential dais. So that one was a threat to the president's life. And I want to mention one thing before I gave you my overall view.
Yep.
The life of the president is very much important, and the security of the president should be protected. And any threat to an head of state should be taken with a lot of concern. Somebody might have taken advantage of the situation and can even fire direct with the security, because the president
Miguda,
ought to be safe in whatever circumstances.
and let
Can you
me.
hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can hear you, but hold on a little bit. Maybe I might ask you something. Do you feel that we don't learn, especially as a country or as a people, especially when it comes to the security of the president? Because there are some of things that sometimes we do, but they are not good. Because, for instance, you talked about the security of the president. When you look at the dais where somebody was maybe throwing that, or somebody was doing something that might endanger the life of the president, and at that point, the security that is surrounding the president will do anything possible to make sure that the president is safe. They don't take any they take it so seriously, especially when it comes to the protection of the president. Does it mean that we don't learn, especially in this, when the president is around, or at
No.
the protection of the
Okay.
president?
I got your question.
Yeah.
The people learn. The point I'm trying to bring is that the security details, I don't know, the security of the president or the country security doesn't learn, because we have had some incidents before. And even what happened at Korea when they threw a shoe to Mr. President. And
Yeah.
even Uhuru, when Uhuru was the president, they also threw a shoe to Uhuru Kenyatta. And when Jomo was the president, also they threw an egg to people. Can do other things because out of excitement. But how do you
Yeah.
handle the situation? That's what I'm trying to do at home. How do you handle this situation whereby you have a duty to ensure that they save the president? And those young boys, those NIS agents, some of them, they are very young and very fast. They can even do a ring around the president rather than offering live rounds to civilians to understand that we can lose lives. This issue of losing lives, that's what we don't want. Why can't you manage the crowd? And that's why I want to now go back to JKIA. JKIA, what happened, and I saw CDF was exposed to an extent that a civilian was hugging the CDF. So, if he was exposed and blending this with the civilians. So to me, I can just say the crowd at JKIA, to my view, could have been managed earlier, because the enigma. The enigma has got followers, and you cannot tell them what to do. The only person who can control that crowd is Raila. So if you have that intel before, you ought to have beef the security at the KIA to ensure that the people do not access the runway. That one could have at least make it look like the CDF could have not been exposed. Vis-a-vis, the president also could have not been exposed at Kasarani, because this is the head of state, and like I've told you, people can take advantage of the situation to do some things so that they can blame on somebody. Because like what I saw at Kasarani, it was very possible to even to 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 clear some prominent people because that crowd enough. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, first, we have to admit that there was no good plot to contain the crowd or to manage the crowd. And that one I can say I can condemn that. I can take it to the doorsteps of the state, because it was a state burial, and the CS for Interior and the PS for Interior are liable for what happened, and that's why we want to understand how they were contained. So what I'm trying to say lastly is that the enigma when the enigma landed at JKIA, it was received with the supporters. And to my view, I just want to state one thing. And in the culture or the customs, there's a time whereby the dead can decide to do something. The intent of taking Raila to lie in state in parliament was against his will.
Okay, Meguda, can you fix your internet?
venue like Kasarani.
Maybe if you can fix, because like you're breaking while you're talking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You
I'm still
you're
breaking.
breaking. Yes, you're breaking, sir.
Okay, 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 okay.
All right. Thank you so much. We are also joined with our good panelist here, Mr. Barak. Barak, thank you so much for joining us. I know you had an opportunity, especially to watch how the body of the Right Honorable Prime Minister arrived at JKI and all that happened. The procession went all the way to the Serani. But this is something that I want you to share your thoughts on, especially when the body arrived. We saw the daughter of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the Iyala Member of Parliament, that is Win Odinga, was carrying the heart of the Raila Molo Odinga uh, when she was coming out of the plane. And later again, we saw her giving the heart to the mother. What does that one symbolize, or what can you say about that, Mr. Barak?
Thank you so much, Ben, and a good evening to my co-panelists and all our viewers. Let me first of all start by sending my condolences to the family of the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and the people of Kenya, and all those who were hurt by this sudden demise of the Enigma. On the specific issue you've mentioned about Winnie, I think it was very emotional for us to see her disembarking from the plane, carrying that heart that belongs to the father, and seeing her handing the heart to the mother. It was very emotional, a very sad moment for many who knew the relationship between Raila, his family, and I'm not sure if it has symbolic, any cultural symbolic or anything symbolic, but I just know that it was a very emotional moment that really it really touched so many people because people know that that heart was like a signature to the Raila Odinga, and seeing her disembarking from the plane with the heart and just carrying it, it was not a good moment
Mm.
to look at for people who really loved Mzee and cared for this Mzee. That is what I can say about your question. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Barak, for that. It's indeed, it was so emotional, especially for to see her disembarking from and carrying that, and maybe what can you, or what did you pick, especially from the time the body arrived, the mourners really breathed and were in the runway. What did you pick, and what does that one symbolizes?
Uh, what I picked from the event of today, I know many people are blaming the government, the security, so many things that did not go according to plan.
Mm.
But let us all agree that there was nobody who expected uh, what has befell this country at this moment. The death of Raila was so sudden, and the announcement that he wished to be buried within 72 hours, I think nobody expected that. Because, Raila is an institution. And Raila is bigger even than the presidency itself. And that was very clear from what happened today. And handling that kind of a movement and ensuring that everything's gone to plan is not something that I think anybody was prepared to do that. Everybody was prepared for. So they tried to to contain the crowd from entering the JKIA, and when the plane touched down, you saw the crowd forcefully entered the JKIA, to an extent that even the ceremony that was supposed to be performed for Ruto to officially
Receive the
receive
body.
Raila's body was not possible because of the crowd, the security breach that was witnessed at the airport. So all these thing, like it was like over. I don't know if they underestimated the capacity of the people's power. So as a result of that, and an airport is a restricted area where security is very, very important, and that's why you see even them suspending the flights for 2 hours. So I think as a result of that, and it was clear that even when before they left the airport, Parliament was already full, and people were already at the gates of the Parliament. They wanted to just get into Parliament, so they had to have an alternative plan, which was now let us go to at least a bigger place where they will not even put a threat but because Parliament is a very small venue, even if you look at it. So I think the organizing committee led by Kindiki and Oburu, I think they underestimated what happened today, and they were overwhelmed. And truth be told, the masses that came out were overwhelming. We've never seen such masses coming out to receive any leader. Even the Wamalwa died in the UK, and when it was being brought, the masses were not that massive. We've had three presidents who are late, from Kenyatta, Moi to Kibaki. The masses have never been overwhelming like that. So this was a unique. It was a unique day for Kenya, and it's a very unique, because even the person of Raila Odinga, I've seen people trying to say that I don't know who can replace Raila. Cannot be replaced by anybody. Raila was a unique leader that lived in this country in his time, and nobody can ever replace Raila Odinga. Even if other leaders will emerge, none will be like Raila Odinga. This was a unique human being who lived in this country in his time. He made his contribution, and even if any other leader might emerges in future, he will not be like Raila Odinga. And that's why you saw those numbers. It was closely compared to the death of John Pombe Magufuli, because it was also sudden, and how Tanzanians came out to mourn him and the masses came out, and also closely compared to Julius Nyerere. But in Kenya, we've never had an individual who has died and attracted so a huge number. So dealing with this number, crowd control has been a problem in this country for many years. Crowd control is a big problem, because when people gather together and we have dignitaries like the head of state and so forth, the focus is on the head of state. And now controlling the crowd becomes a challenge, and that's why you see our police people, men and women, trying to struggle with this. And in the long run, you find that we have casualties, who maybe find people have lost life, others have injured, because when they are struggling to control the crowd, they end up using tear gas and bullets to disperse the crowd and protect the head of state. Normally, that is what they say. It is their responsibility to ensure that the head of state is well protected. But now the people who are the masses end up losing life, which is not good. So I think Kenyan security agencies need to take this crowd control as very seriously, even if they are supposed to, even if they will not need to introduce a course or a unit within their training as
Yes.
part of the crowd control. I think it will be helpful in the future, even though I don't think that we will have another person who will attract such crowds the way Raila did. So it was unfortunate that in the long run we lost life. Very unfortunate. It was not supposed to be like that. But sometimes when the masses are so many and they are uncontrollable, such incidents happen because of stampede, and because when they start now firing, people start running for safety.
For
The
safety,
stampede
yes.
happens, and sometimes these bullets, and it's unfortunate. But it's the people came out in large numbers because of the love that they had for Raila Odinga. Raila was not just a leader, he was not just an individual. Raila was a movement. And I don't think that in this country we will witness such a movement again in any generation.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Barak, for that. And we will also be looking at, because like when the body of Raila Odinga was just about to land, a few hours to land, the neck of ODM sat, and they decided that the brother to the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who also died at the senator for Siaya, will be the party leader in acting capacity. So I know as we continue to have this conversation, we might also weigh our thoughts in there. Why did they have to reach that decision? Yet we knew very well that when the late Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga was vying for AUC, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, that is the governor of Kisumu, was also the Prime Minister appointed him to act as the party leader during that time. So why did they have to settle? Why did the neck has to settle to the the brother to the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the Senator for Sia, that is Oburu Odinga? Let me take also this chance to welcome Mr. Baby. Baby, I hope you can hear me. Baby, are you there? Baby? Okay, there might be something wrong with Baby's network. Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me now? Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you so
Can
much.
you
Okay, thank you so
can
much for
hear me?
joining. Yes, I can. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. Maybe you just to also give an opportunity to share with us what did you pick and what can you say about the today's events concerning the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
First of all, I'm thankful and grateful for the opportunity to join this conversation today. First of all, it is so sad. It is an untimely death that we never anticipated. We knew Raila was unwell for some time. Even some underlying diseases were mentioned by the nurses, especially the nurses in India. So it's a big loss. It's an end of an era for like we just call it an end of an era for our leader. It's really sad. Even some of us cannot come to terms to what has happened up to now. We can't believe it. It's just a sad situation for our country. Okay, concerning how the body came from India, I tell you, okay, when I was going around from work, the masses were so big. I think our security agencies underestimated the crowds which were there, because in the morning, I think I witnessed some people who came all the way from different parts of the country, getting into Nairobi very early in the morning. So the crowd was very big. And then while getting home, I was told that some people, this is part of where I think someone mentioned somewhere near Taj Mahal, yeah? You see, with the new road, we have somewhere, they used to call it Rounder. That place is somewhere where you can see the airport, you can see planes landing and what have you. So the gate within that area is not like kind of well secured. You cannot trespass, yes, during the day because we usually have some security agencies around that place. But the masses, I think most of them were told that passed through that place. That's why they joined the runway. So the masses were so big. The crowd was huge, very huge. Yeah, we had a huge crowd around JKI. We had a huge crowd along Mombasa Road. The crowds were so huge. We also had a huge crowd along Parliament Road. The crowd overwhelmed the security, especially the Parliament area. From town to Parliament, the crowds were so huge. Yeah. Today we had to walk for quite a distance because there were no vehicles around, there were nothing. Like the town came to a standstill. And some people are saying that they wake up so early as early as some of them were like up by 2 to go to JKIA, some to come to town. So people were all over. Yeah, I think our security agencies underestimated the crowds which are going to be there. Okay, on the other hand, we needed to have order both from the crowd so that it becomes easier. Yeah, if we had order, the body will have just gone to parliament and people will have had an easy time to view, like just like the one for the late President Daniel Moi. So it was a big issue, but it was uncontrollable. Yeah, and people took advantage of the situation. So even shooting bullets into the air, and they knew that the stadium Kasarani was packed to capacity. People are sitting on the top terraces, and the field was very full. It was not an easy crowd to control. So they were unable to get the body into the stadium to allow them to arrange themselves, to put themselves together. That's why they decided to lodge a tear gas, but it was not a good situation. It was not well controlled and managed. So I think it is time for it is a higher time for it's a learning process for them. Yeah. Because this one is not mandamano. I think our police and GSU are used to mandamano, whereby they wait for crowds to come and they disperse them. Yeah. So this one, people were like came to honor the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. So there was nothing to be done. So they were not supposed to lodge any tear gas or use any force. This is a crowd whereby they've come to mourn and give their last request to our let's say president of the people. Yeah, and if you look at it, it just reflects to who he was. You know, and he was never the president, yes, but you can see what he can do to the masses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate for our country. We had to lose some life. I'm told like 3 people died. Yeah. On the other hand, we are mourning, and on the other hand, some people somewhere are celebrating, like, oh, now this region has lost a president. It's unfortunate. It's a mix of reactions. So for some people, they're happy. Some people are mourning. So it's high time we look at, go back to the drawing board and look at how things are going to be.
All right. Thank you so much, baby. And I know we will still need you to share with us some of your experience or some any good thing that you can say about the late Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and also maybe you could fix your audio, because like I can get some cracks from your audio. I want to engage, especially on something that my good friend, our panelist, Baby, have said about the power. Because, like, if you look at the life of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, there's that power around him, whether he's the president, whether he vied for the 5th time, he did not win the presidency, but still, there's this power that he had that you cannot ignore. And the fan base, the people who really loved him so much. What can you say about this power? How did he get it? And why did he kind of like attract so many during his life, and also at his death when he arrived in Kenya? We still saw that crowd that you usually command. And if you're watching us for the very first time, this is Brother Benson Media, where your opinion counts. You can also share with us your comments so that we can read them as we go along. Ayaga, can you share with us a little bit about this power that was surrounding the late Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I come to that question, Brother Benson, there are things that we just need to debunk, you know?
Oh, yes.
You know, even in ODM, in our
Yeah.
party called ODM, and I've never left ODM. Maybe I'm now free. I will go where I feel like I will be safe, where my mind can resonate with my soul and my spirit. We have never accepted, because for me, this government, I just want to be truthful.
Mhm.
If there is something I disagree with Raila Odinga, hata mahali amelala sahi,
Mhm.
hii kuingia hii serikali, this government is so incompetent. Let us just speak the truth. There are things we will go roundabout, kupiga kona, upande, ushuke. Incompetency in this government. Do we have intelligence in this country? We tracked, my friend, a plane yesterday at a time like this, taking off from JKA to Mumbai, India. We tracked another one that was bringing Raila Odinga's body from Kerala. Kerala in India is far from Mumbai. Then we tracked the plane. Some of us never slept up to 9:30 a.m. Then you are coming here to start telling us, we were bridged. How? I told you about Taj Mahal, and I thank Beverly. He spoke about it. Those are the things I didn't want even to talk about because he's making our country look like a joke. Opening for boda people. Kuna juzi hapa tulikuwa na occupy that the same whatever when the Adani issue were here. That gate was never opened. Today, why? And then you saw the people like Major Kahiri, General Kahiri, they are making jokes with fooling people around. Incompetency. It is either our president is so incompetent until he's being sabotaged by his juniors, or this guy is a joker and he's joking with everything. Those are the things mimi kwa maisha yangu I disagree with Raila Odinga joining this incompetent person. Ruto is so incompetent. Let us just speak the truth. Then instead wangeua watu kwa barabara huku. Ni sawa. You are going to kill people in a stadium. You have been bridged kwa airport. Sawa. Hatujakataa. You have been bridged even before Raila Odinga's body reached parliament. Ni second time. Hatujakataa. Tena you have been bridged. A venue you have chosen like in 10 minutes where you say Kawa Barracks iko pale, we have another Moi base isini iko pale, we can control it, and then you are being bridged again. Not once, not twice, not thrice, in less than 3 minutes. Sasa kufika State House, what are you telling us? If these people tomorrow they decide instead of going to Nyayo, they will go to impeach you and remove you and chase you like Radiolina, they will bridge you. Let us just sometimes agree. Raila
But
Odinga took us to incompetency. Let me answer your question. I know you are getting angry.
no,
Let
I'm
me-
not getting. I'm not getting angry. It's a mistake that it's something that we are speaking
It
about.
is
But
not a mistake.
yeah.
My brother, a mistake cannot happen 3 times in less than 3 hours. That is
Okay.
not a mistake. It is a deliberate. Why not Lee? Kwa sababu watu wa Lee, they have their own intel because it is a private, run by private, then they say no. Why not Lee?
Okay. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Maybe you can share with us the question that I asked you earlier. We've had you, and
Yeah. Remind me of that question. I got angry kidogo.
Okay, Paul,
Yeah.
about that. I was just asking you about this power that uh, surrounds the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga during his lifetime. Even when he came, he came from India. We also witnessed this power around.
Okay, thank you very much. You know what the magnificent of Raila Odinga came by. I will go deep, and I thought you give me a little bit time, like 2 3 minutes, because
Yeah,
I'm
just
hungry.
don't be angry. Just be brief. We don't need to be angry. Just be brief.
In 1963, let me go earlier.
Yeah.
Before 1963, Kenya got independence in 1963, and the dimension of power in this country a little bit tilted. It changes because in 1963 we had major communities, which was Luo and Kikuyu, and they were the dominant people who actually made what we call Kano. And the minority communities, by then led by led by Ronald Ngala and the likes of former President Moi, they had Kadu to represent the minority communities because they were seeing that Kenya is proposed as we were heading to independence was predominantly with the two major communities, which is a Luo, predominantly Luos and Kikuyus. And when Kenya got independence, so many things happened. We had now the Kenyatta and the Jaramogi, the patriarch, the father to the man we want to discuss tonight. Yeah. So what happens is that there are people who are not comfortable with Jaramogi because they were seeing the health of Jomo Kenyatta. He was a little bit older, so they were seeing they were maybe, so they start fighting. So what we call the infights, something that have always cast us even to the recent history of removal or impeachment of a deputy president, because they were seeing that because before Jaramogi there were oaths, that's Kiambu Mafia. Let me just call a spade a spade. Kiambu Mafia organized that the leadership of this nation should not pass River Onia. I think the people who read Ngugi wa Thiong'o book of River Between, River Onia is in Thika, and it's dividing between Makuyu and whatever. So when the other people realize Kenyatta would wink the rest of the people that these things should not pass Rift Valley.
Mhm.
That's how Moi was brought in. So this thing stayed that way. And when Kenyatta was dying, he told Moi that when you have taken this milk, please return it to us. And that's why Moi betrayed the life of Raila Odinga. Relax too.
Mhm.
In 202, when we are heading to 202, after the IPPG, I think so. The day they say sijui kuku kameza tenga blah blah, yeah, there was a very big betrayal because Moi was taking power back to where I got it.
Yeah.
So I think the other communities like the Masai, like Mijikenda, like the Luya and the Luos, who are now seeing themselves as the minority because we have suppressed the census. Yeah, we have suppressed the census of some communities in this republic. We don't represent the real figures So the real some community became bigger, then this one became bigger like Kalenjins. So when you
Okay,
calculate those two,
I
they can yeah.
maybe sorry for cutting you short. Maybe just maybe if you can give us in summary the power that surrounds the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
I'm coming there.
Yeah, okay.
That's
So
where I'm going.
all right.
So I'm telling you this.
Mm.
After all this story and blah blah, it is painful. It is a very painful story. You know, Raila's story is painful. That's why to some of people, they are even die. They can even die for it, and they will die even in Kisumu. Too
Oh,
much people. I am not praying for people to die, but I'm saying the misbehaving about all this thing will create so many problems. So what I'm saying, Raila Odinga created this power because he created this power because some people, like the people who are now seeing themselves as the minority, uh, they never believe they will have power if power will change from the Kalenjin to Kikuyus to Kalenjin. So they
okay.
loved Raila from Loyaland to Turkana to Kisi to Coast. So Raila has created a base that is to Masai land that is greater than even himself as a human being.
All right.
So the power you saw today and the pain you saw today is not because these people they never knew that Raila is old and he might die. The power we saw today is about the mistakes that the ODM, my party, have done in lately post 2022. You know, post 22, even the arrangement we have today, we can today categorically see it as it is not Raila's. It was Raila being manipulated because it seems ni kama alikuwa na give up because wacha niache hiyo but
Okay.
but even the latest is they what is paining these people and they never believe this government. And I have been saying here, communication is the most important part of the history. If you know Raila have of this country was not caught off guard, that they didn't know that Raila had a large following. They knew,
Mm.
and that was hiyo walijua. Kama
Okay.
hii mtu alikuwa na large following, why couldn't you just advise ODM as a party to make a good communication about the sickness? Because you know, I still had people saying we must have that coffin until then because we don't believe that the person in that coffin is Raila Odinga. Because
That,
Aida himself was misadvised by the same intelligence to go to Migori. He was alikuwa huko kwenu, akasema sijui yo hayuko ako sawa sijui yo ni ukweli. Alafu
I,
then abracadabra, the following day tomorrow you are telling the same people Raila is dead, you are bringing Raila, then there is a will, Raila must be buried in 7. My friend, such small things in politics,
mhm.
that's where the intelligence of this country misbehave. And today
Okay.
we are
Mhm.
still burning Raila. The same intelligence have advised the ODM. Now we know Raila was being manipulated by the intelligence of this country. That they have
You
picked
know,
Bumboja. Wait, please. They have
no, I
picked Oburu Odinga. You ask that question.
no, we are coming to that. We are coming to that because, like, what you're saying is something that we cannot verify, especially as we know the intelligence. Actually, the people who are supposed to get those briefs. I don't think like So I think like for now, let's just concentrate about, let's talk about the Right Honorable
What
Prime Minister Inga, his
what what
achievement.
what can you not verify? Did Ida went to Migori, and that is a clip you can play here because he
Yes,
talk in English.
but you cannot say that was
3 days after
the
that,
main.
and today, did ODM NEC confirm Oburu Oginga Odinga, the person who cannot even
No,
control the crowd on his brother's death, leaving people being shot at Kasarani and rushed
Ayaga,
to Bondo? He has not even viewed his brother's body. I saw him in Bondo with one of my uncle there. My
Ayaga.
friend, sometimes tuambiane ukweli.
Yeah, okay. We will have a session for that, especially after the burying of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And for now, let us
Which
just
Barry?
Barry is
My
going to take
friend, a
the
party leader is a party leader. You choose somebody who can control the crowd.
yeah, we know Ayaga, and for this especially, let's just speak about the Right Honorable
Okay.
Raila Odinga. Let's forget about all that. The time is coming for that discussion. We just begging you, and we pray, because some of the information that you're giving to us as a channel we've not verified, and we are just appealing to you. Let us just concentrate, talk about the Raila Odinga, because our next conversation was going to be, what can each one of us, the panelists who are here, what can they say about the Raila Odinga life? What they say the legacy that Raila Odinga has left? Yeah, so that is what we want to talk about, and let's celebrate this person, because Raila Odinga has done so much for this country. This is the time that we can talk about the good things that Raila has done, and even what Raila has endured, some of the freedoms that even we are enjoying, because we say that he's the father of democracy. So I think, to me, I know the time is coming that we are going to talk about that, and I really appreciate you brought in
Benson.
yeah.
Uh, let me just say this, like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It will be very painful when we have intelligence. We have intelligence that we can control. Today we lost 5 people, and maybe in the days that will come, I don't know, tomorrow but one, we will lose so many people because of these simple mistakes. And then you want us to talk about that we buried Raila within 72 hours with 32 people dead or
Oh,
whatever. Let me just rest my case.
mhm.
God bless you. Let me sleep.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayaga, for your time, and we will be expecting you tomorrow here, as we will also discuss about the recap of the day. Let me also take this opportunity to talk to Wakili Willis, who is joining us right now. Wakili, how are you doing, sir?
Elvis
Oh,
is working.
sorry.
Elvis.
Wakili Elvis, sorry about that. Sorry, the misspell. How are you doing, Elvis?
Hello to the panelists. I'm happy to be here. I think this is the first time I'm addressing this honorable sitting. Let me call it a horrible sitting. I just joined the midst of a heated conversation. I really wanted to know the name of the gentleman who just spoke. I don't see him on the panel. I don't know what's his name. If we start from there, because it sounds so.
His name is Eric Ayaga.
Yeah, I must have either met him intellectually at some point and understand his reasoning. Whatever he's saying is not bad. He actually is going ahead of the conversation, because the conversation today that I'm seeing here is like you're discussing the fallen hero, Raila Odinga.
Yes.
And we are not looking at him in the sense of his weaknesses and his strengths. I think the focus should be what we are learning from him, what is done. We have all human faulties. We cannot be perfect in any sense. And every other thing is going to come into play in the coming days. So I'm happy to be part of this conversation.
Yep.
Mr. Kevin has been pushing me to be on the panel, and today I'm here. So let's continue the conversation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Maybe before you, I engage another panelist. Maybe in your lifetime, what can you say about the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
So I really have a personal relationship with Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
I'll take you back to 1974. I was not born then. The late Daniel Teacher Arap Moi was the Minister for Home Affairs and the Vice President. And my grandfather, who is named, who Kevin Oburu is named after, his name was Eric Erastus Oburu. He was a journalist. And he was a communication and a media guide to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So there's an instance when they were alleging that Jaramogi and the USSR, the former Soviet republics, were trying to overthrow the government of Jomo Kenyatta. So he was sent to China. When he came back to the airport, he was arrested and detained without trial. And the specific letter of detention was signed off by none other than Daniel Torotich Arap Moi. I've kept it as a relic. It's in our home in Nyakach. Now, Mama Ngina is the one who came to the rescue of my grandfather. But apart from that, so when Jaramogi was detained, Oburu and Dr. Weno was staying in my grandfather's place in Bungoma. So that is the history politically, how it came, and then in subsequent elections, we really campaigned for Raila. And my sister got rewarded with a nomination as an MCA between 2013 and 2017. I worked with Fidel. I had a lobby called Young Kenyans for Raila. Fidel advised me to disband it so that we join Kenyans for Raila. That was in 2017. And Fidel was my friend. He passed on. I used to be in a group called Black Star Youth Movement in Babadogo. It was a force to reckon with during those days. You are the people who used to fill Uhuru Park. We are the people who used to demonstrate. We were just being called and told, no, this is happening. The constitution, the one that was rejected, we were very part of it. So that engagement brought me close to Raila. And one of the things that I loved about Raila, the other moment you thought is going to go away, he knows how to rebound. It's like normally I tell myself that it does not matter how much you fall, the energy that you wake up after that falling matters most. And I can assure you, I'm a student of Raila, not basically in politics, because yes, I'm not in politics, but in life. You think Raila the other day, I may lose election, and then the next is part of the government. You can rebound at any time. It teaches me a lot, and I like that so much about him. In fact, anything that I can really tell about him is how he knows how to come back when everybody thinks that he's gone. Like you see now, he's dead. Now we are looking at politics beyond Sunday after his burial. Ruto is is one of the person who really doesn't know what's going to happen. What is going to happen to broad-based government? A question after burial. Who is going to be the next kingpin? A question after burial. Is the Odinga family going to retain the stranglehold that they've had? Kawajaluo Sisi. So it's going to be, Raila is going to be dead and it's going to be buried, but I am telling you, the implications and the repercussions are going to be, Kenya will never be the same again. hope I responded positively to your question, sir.
Okay, thank you, Kili Elvis Babu, for finding time to join us this evening and also giving us your take. I hope you will always join us as we'll be continuing in this conversation going forward. Before, kindly just wait on the lobby area. Allow me to welcome a good friend, Barak, as well, to give us his take. Mr. Barak, I'm quite sure that you saw what was happening today, and maybe you can just give us a glance of the interaction that we saw between the political class. For the first time, we saw quite a number of politicians, both on the opposition side and also on the government side, coming together, of course, to unite uh, to mourn the fallen hero. What can you say about this, Mr. Barak, and how significant is this to the people of Kenya, being that we've always had the opposition and the government side, both of them having their own take, their own view, their own political stance, and of course, even matters of interaction has not always been as, one that is unifying, similar to what we've always seen. Mr. Barak, what is your take?
Uh, Thank you. And let me start by saying, responding to Gypsy Corner, she said up there that she was happy to see me. I'm happy to see you too in the show. What is happening, I think, is what is expected. That when we have an issue that is of national interest, we come together as a country and we deal with that issue, and that shows some kind of patriotism and maturity in the leadership. In fact, I'm happy to hear that Kalonzo Musyoka is coming. Has cut short his trip, 10-day trip in the UK, and coming to join the family of Raila Odinga and the nation in mourning the fallen hero. And it's unfortunate that there's some notable leaders who have not yet been seen, but we hope that tomorrow they will be there during the state burial. Death is inevitable, and the only thing that you need to do to die is to be alive. So everybody who is alive is a candidate for death. So when death strikes, it's very important for us to put all our differences aside and join together in mourning the deceased, so that we do not export our political bad manners to bereaved families or to funerals. And the masses are mourning the death of Raila Odinga. And at the same time, the political class are also mourning, the political elite, because this is one of them. They've lost one of them. He was he was the guarantor of the current regime. And the way Elvis has said, that even Ruto does not know what will happen to his political career right now, that he was so much confident that he will win the second term, courtesy of guarantee of Raila Odinga. Now Raila is no more. And nobody knows what will happen to ODM past after the burial of Raila Odinga. Nobody knows whether the ODM will hold or not. So this is very important to the political elites. Remember, Raila helped Uhuru second term to be as smooth as you know, can remember. When Ruto was all over the place, Tanga, Raila was there to help Uhuru stabilize his government. And he's doing the same to Ruto. So these political elites, they've lost a very, very important member of their circle. So everybody in this country has lost. The people have lost their hero, their mouthpiece, their defender. The political elites have lost one of their own, one of their one of their own. So in this country, it's a huge loss to the all people of all class. Therefore, that's why you will see even political leaders coming together to do ABCD. And there has been a practice even in before. And Raila Odinga is the only politician who always have a courage even to go to areas that he believes that he does not have support. For example, even during political tension between him and the opposite, he is the one who could gather courage and even attend a funeral in Nyeri, in Kiambu, anywhere without fear. And you could see that people who are his opponents, sometimes they really develop cold feet to attend events in his backyard. But Raila has never developed cold feet to attend events in his opponent's backyard. Even during those days of political tension, those difficult days when the country was almost splitting away. If there is an event in Kiambu, even when he was having a problem with Uhuru Kenyatta, he could go there and even speak politics there, and people will celebrate him. So I think because we've lost him, it is important for all political leaders to put aside their political difference and unite and and just celebrate his life. Living 8 years in this age is not a joke. 8 years is not a joke, and his contribution to this country, even the political the democratic space that most of these leaders are enjoying right now, leave alone the citizens, it is courtesy of Raila Odinga's struggles. The devolution that people are right now are bragging about, it is courtesy of his struggle. So even these leaders who are enjoying this democratic space, they should understand that the person why we are enjoying this space has departed. Let us go and give him his last respect. And after now his send off, now we can now continue and even we campaigning for the by election. Nobody cares about that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mark. Em and Ayaga, kindly just allow me to engage Elvis here before he leaves. I know he'll soon be leaving. And Mr. Elvis, what is your take? I'm quite sure that you watched what was happening today, the reception that Raila received, starting from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Kasarani. Remember, they had planned to take the body to the parliament, and apparently, because of the huge number of people, they were unable. Tomorrow they also have some plans of viewing the body. Of course, we've been told that some dignitaries or head of states from other countries will also be coming to eulogize tomorrow. And being that there was a massive turnout today, what do you think we should expect tomorrow? And not just tomorrow, when the body will be headed to Kisumu. Remember, Kisumu has always been the bedroom of His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga for quite a long time. What kind of reception, or what kind of people are we going? I mean, reactions are we going to see in Kisumu? And with the little timelines that are already there, the 72 hours, remember, what should we expect? And what kind of reception are we going to get in? Is he going to get in the new? And you think he'll be allowed to move freely the way they've planned? Bearing in mind, remember yesterday, the deputy president, together with the team that has been tasked to do the arrangements, they had given a press yesterday. And of course, today they had to change, because some of the things they said were not really practical. And part of it ended up to the misinformation or the changes of plannings that we saw today. What should we expect tomorrow, going forward till the day that the body would be laid to rest? Wakili?
First and foremost, when Raila wrote the book, The Enigma, It is a book that defined who Raila is. Raila is a man who is the least understood, the most misunderstood. And to be honest, the state was not prepared to receive Raila today. Had they been organized? But again, it was expected that it was going to be chaotic. And I can assure you, it's going to be chaotic in Kisumu. I am told, as we speak, from somebody on the ground, that Bondo home is already full. And you see, they're going to go to Kisumu. Kisumu to Bondo is very close. I am telling you, it's going to be chaotic. We can't really tell what's going to happen, but I can assure you it's going to be very, very, very chaotic. Very, very, very chaotic. But that is good for Raila. Raila was a man who used anything chaotic would come to his advantage at some point. He's going to benefit from that chaos. So Raila, chaos we can expect and we want that chaos. Yeah, that's the best way to celebrate a man who was an enigma. Who Raila was, you see somebody swearing himself in Kenya as a president, and he's called the people's president. And this is somebody who tried. They don't tell it all. Even in the book, Enigma, he didn't even accept that he was a part of that team, the Ochuka Council of Nyakash, where we come from, who tried to overthrow the government of Moi. But you can ask yourself, Raila has survived Jomo Kenyatta. He survived Moi. He survived Uhuru. He's been there. So in terms of what to expect chaos. That is one. Two, I know Ruto is really trying to picture himself as somebody who can inherit the political the following that Raila had. I am telling you, it's not so a sure bet. But what's happening now is people are trying to position themselves to inherit that basket. Like I've heard the gentleman who just left, Mr. Barak, saying that Kalonzo suspended his 10-day visit to London and he's coming back for the burial. And he's also saying that the people were not talking, like Gachagua was not spoken. They were so sure that Raila was going to die anyway. But they want to find a way of trying to benefit from this death. So what you are going to expect is what politics is going to be. The people who are positioning themselves, like you were saying, they want to take the body to parliament, and it was never going to work. The town, the youths, and you saw what Babu Wino did. He's also trying to reposition himself as the inheritor of the role of Raila's following. So I am telling you, we're in uncharted waters. Expect chaos, and from that chaos will come something.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. And now allow me to also give this chance to Eric. Eric Hayaga, what is your take? What should we expect tomorrow? And what should we expect in Kisumu? And kindly make it brief. After that, Miguda will come to give us his take as well. Eric, kindly make it brief because
why can't you give Buffy? Buffy have been waiting for long. Buffy, can't you see Buffy?
Oh, Buffy. Okay.
Buffy, are you there? I think he's been having a problem with his internet. Buffy, are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm
Kindly
sorry, my
proceed.
mic is not so good.
Okay.
Just hold on. Give me some moment. Yeah, I'll contribute after somebody else has done.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Buffy. Eric, you can proceed, and then BM would give his take, and then Buffy will finish, and then we'll get back to Mr. Barak.
Okay. Thank you very much. Asante sana kunileta pamoja na hii ndugu yangu huyu. Pengine tulijuana kitambo kidogo. Unajua hii maisha, you never know. Sometimes kwa kujibishana hivi na nguvu na hasira, unapatana na ndugu yako. Tulijuana na yeye kitambo kidogo huko, baba dogo huko chini, kama tuko huko. Lakini tena maisha imetuleta pamoja. Thank you very much. So and I'm very happy that you agree that any human who do not listen to intelligence must get himself in trouble. what we have to agree, Raila was not that much a chaotic leader. He was a street politician. And that's how we can describe him. Yeah. A street politician is somebody who used the masses. And I remember even in 2007, we were very young. Yeah. What Raila was calling for was not a protest, was not even a demonstration. He used to call it mass action. Nyong'o was the Secretary General by that time. They used to call it mass action. We will do mass action against Kibaki until he gives the power. So Raila was a street politician. That's how, for me, I can describe Baba. Whatever anybody want to blame Baba for the misbehaving and everything, they knew. Raila is a book. I know. We cannot read one day. Even Moi himself said that one day pengine Raila atakuwa rais wa nchi. So people knew Baba. Even me, where I'm seated, I'm just predicting. I'm not preempting, predicting that if they mismanage Nairobi, I don't know how they will manage Kisumu. I'm just looking around. I'm just thinking loudly. It is good to think loudly. You know, some people think silently, and when they are overpowered, and now they blame, oh, blah blah blah. Me, we have the best intelligence in this country. In fact, in Kenya, we are the most in Africa. Kenya has perfect, and I saw our the DG NIS. He was hovering around airport. He must have received good intelligence that this guy is loved. We have mismanaged his health, leading to his death as a country. So what we did to do, giving this guy a very good send-off, we have to plan it A, B, C, D. They could have said, Raila will land at airport, taken to chopper somewhere, then transported in this way. My friend, nobody was loved in this world like Nelson Mandela. He was a former president when he died. And the intelligence and the everything in South Africa was managed. We can't sit here today saying, Raila have been loved more than even everybody else. So we just bang on Raila's movement because, he is loved, his people. That paint, there is somebody who is out to paint Luos as people who are misbehaving and people who don't reason and people who are chaotic. There is that side. So what we need to do, let us, Luos are very organized people. Even how we mourn. When we love you, we love you. Yes, there is that 2% of misbehaving. But 98% we are very organized. Go to even villages where we mourn our grandmothers, our mothers, and our relatives. We can mourn. We can even remove our clothes and mourn. But we are very organized people. This misbehaving, witness in Nairobi, where even police chopper trying to propel around people. If by God luck, when sometimes things, if that thing crash on people, plus Raila's body, when you are trying to do that, you are going to shot at the crowd. My friend, even I saw during the campaign, when there was a shot on President Trump, what you do is you whisk the president away. You don't shot at the crowd. Kuna vitu zingine, my friend, tusikae ati we are in broad-based, because Raila took us there, let us, our people just die because they were misbehaving. Those people are mourning. I remember slapping one of my uncles when I was mourning my father, my mom. After the burial is when I come to terms and I say, my uncle never shot at me. My uncle never, because I had a plan, my own plan. Now from our center after Bondo, I had of my own picky people because I'm also a politician. I organize my own way. Only to be told, you are a very young man. The tradition dictates it this way. And I saw it as that did not allow, some you kill people because you disagree. Let us behave tomorrow. Let us, the police, the military police, and the military and the intelligence of this nation, they knew who Raila is. They have known who Raila is. Because this tells me all this chaos and behaving and whatever that have been happening about Raila Odinga, it have been created by the state, like what we saw today. That was a creation of state. You can't track a plane going down. You could stop the tracking. Just tell the people Raila will land. And before they realize it, Raila is in Lee. Tell them Raila will be in Jacaranda. Before they rush there, Raila will be in this place. And tell them now, come, we have given. And remember, this tell me one thing, that now that Raila is dead, and there is a protest in this nation, and today was only in Nairobi too, where we can even call the reinforcement, the police from Mombasa, the police from Wajir, the police from Eldoret, the police from Kisumu, because Kisumu was not chaotic. To make this thing look good, and we failed. So suppose we have a massive demonstration, we can only have like 30 minutes with such incompetent government. So I may have many, because I am a human being who sometimes I tell people I receive crude intelligence, not true, very crude, yenye iko na rumors na kila kitu, ile mbaya, mzuri, katikati, juu kidogo, mpaka huko mwisho. So with that, I hope nobody will die in Kisumu tomorrow because they born Raila. Because our people, in our culture, we know how we mourn the people we love. And we will mourn Raila. Hata ingekuwa 48 hours, the government need, if you want to make it a state funeral, or leave us. Sema, hii watu ni wa ODM, lieni venye mnataka. Patieni watu wenyu bodi ya Raila for 12 hours. Hata watalia, watachoka. Wajaluo waliangi usiku, sahii wako wapi? Wanalala. We don't do our things at night. We do only our things before the sunset, and when the sunset, we disappear. You cannot get them at Kasarani. You cannot get them in anywhere in town. Town is very peaceful. You know these people, and those are the intelligence I'm talking about. We have been in this country since 1963. Hatukukuja jana, so wanajua hii watu, vita yao, maneno yao ni kutoka sahii na sahii. Yes, they could have programmed that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Eric Kayaga, for giving us your take. Let me to also give this opportunity to Mr. Buffy. Mr. Buffy, I don't know if you can hear me. Mr. Buffy, are you there? Buffy? I think Buffy is still having some problems with the network. Miguda, maybe you can come in and give us maybe what we should expect tomorrow. I think that.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I clear?
Yeah, you're clear. Proceed.
Eric Ayaga. Okay, first, Eric Ayaga, don't leave. Let me first also welcome our good friend, Wakili Elvis. Erika Yaga, Wakili Elvis is your friend. You know, he's a counsel. And Erika Yaga is your friend. You know, we are working closely with Elvis. So sometimes we do some things privately as people know each other. So,
So I'm protected. I can go and slap somebody, then I meet them in court.
yeah,
They will meet my lawyers.
I just want to confirm to you that that your friend is also my relative, and we are good people. So, what we expect tomorrow? Not tomorrow. I think it's the state burial at Nyayo Stadium, and what we expect, I think on Saturday at Kisumu. Actually, where I am, you know, there are some reports that are not being streamed live. Where I am, people are actually celebrating the demise of Raila. I can say they are mourning. People just mourn. They decide to mourn each and every time. And plans are underway. People are going to go to Bondo. And we are being told we should leave by tomorrow if we must go to Bondo, because right now people are in Bondo. What Ayagas just told you. So I think by tomorrow, I might be leaving to Bondo and I might pass by Kisumu. So I think I'll be on the ground. But what I want to say is that Raila had one thing unique in this country. This one I want to state it, and I don't owe anybody explanation or apology. When it comes to equality and inclusivity, no leader matched Raila. Raila had an opportunity to nominate Luos in his cabinet 2007 when he was given the prime position, or when he was extended the broad-based government. He had that opportunity to nominate Luos. Even his party structure, he could put Luos, but Raila brought Kenyans together. He gave opportunity to each and every person in this country. He even remember that there is a Turkana somewhere. And even to an extent, he nominated people to Yala. And even when it comes to nomination, people like the young senator, who is a Samburu, those are not laws. And also in his party, the party structure, he was the only Luo. 2 deputies, Joho, Oparanya, look at even the current one, Osotsi, Arati, Abduswamad, Mbadi, Wasasuba, the former chairperson, and even the secretary general, Ababu came, there was Sifuna. So this person believes in inclusivity. He believes in equality. And such a person, he demonstrated that actually he was not a tribal guy. And he's the person who said Kibaki Tosha, remember? And he said categorically, the captain is injured, but the match must go on. And Kibaki won that election. He campaigned for Kibaki vigorously. So there are things that we must give him. So Raila was never a tribal leader. That I can confirm to you. He was never a tribal leader. And even in his backyard, Luo community, people like Junet Mohammed are not Luos. They are Somalis. But he used to give them direct tickets because he believes in the inclusivity and the equality, that once you are equal to the task, and other things like loyalty. But he never mind who are you. There are issues, even when it comes to nomination. So I can say such a leader he was a good leader because he actually demonstrated that he believes in Article 10 of the Constitution of Kenya, the national values and principle of governance. He promoted constitutionalism, rule of law, social justice. And people were even saying today, Baba, kama saizi ndo unatupika tear gas na uko kwa casket, Baba ungekufa. Ukizikwa tu hivi watatuoa. So I think even to a certain extent, there are people who have been salvaged by Raila when there are some decisions have been made top decision that let us arrest so and so, let us abduct so and so. But Raila usually intervene and the people are let free because he usually refer to the Katiba 2010. So I think Mark Oburu, what he did. Even if you are in denial, he did those things. Those are things which are accolades to him. He salvaged many people. He salvaged the Uhuru government. He salvaged the UDA regime. He also salvaged the Kibaki too. And also, to a certain extent, he worked with Moi. So I can say we should distinct politics and leadership. We should distinct personality and interest. So whenever you have to differ with somebody, it is always prudent to differ ideologically or policies. You can differ that, okay, you say this, but me I prefer this. But do not go to an extent of mocking someone because he has this demise. At the end of the day, who will not die? So there's no way, it's just it shows, I don't want to say that word, but anyway, let us always try to understand this thing that there's personality, there's leadership, there's public life, there's policies, there's ideology. So how do you play this interest? So how do you play your politics? That's why we're advising people. It's not about, you don't need to play politics to an extent of eliminating people. You don't need to play politics to an extent of destroying people's property or life. It should have a limit that if I am your opponent, I should not go to your properties and destroy them because I differ with you ideologically. I should not go and take your life. So we need to do good politics. And the people who are remaining in the field, they should understand from the man that it is always about, and it doesn't need to, you don't need to be declared. You can still not be declared, but remain powerful. But if you do good, good will follow you. If you do wrong, wrong will follow you. Just like everybody have said. None. Today I was talking with some few friends of mine, and we concluded that in our generation, the current millennial, the Gen Z, and the Gen Alpha, none will match Raila. And if that person could be in existence, especially a Gen Z and a millennial, it could be now in existence because Raila also begins politics at early age. But also we say nature does not uphold in vacuum. There will be somebody who will do also his best. Raila did his best, Mark Oburu, and I can confirm to you that I appreciate him on two things. Multi-party democracy. He was part of the team that championed for the multi-party democracy. He was part of the team that championed for the 2010 constitution. And in doing so, he demonstrated by ensuring that national values and principle of governance have been restored. And also, most importantly, the Bill of Rights, Chapter 4, whereby freedom of the right to protest, assembly, picketing, he was the champion of that Article 37. And even the issues to do with detention without trial was very categoric. And he even warned Mr. President, don't give shoot on the leg orders. Arrest, take to court, because that is what we have in the Constitution. So he did his part. This is the best he could leave, and this is the best we have. And I just want to salute Raila Odinga. And like I've told you, the fact remains that I got interest in politics because Raila in 2007. That's when I think I was a toddler. I never knew about anything. So I was just hearing about Raila Odinga. So that's when I started following Raila Odinga. And the reason why I followed him that much in 2007 because we had the issue of the Pentagon. And we usually watch these movies of the American, the Pentagon. So we were like, this person has decided to unite 5 different people into the camp. So to our view, we say, okay, we are at least, Kenyans are being brought on board, many Kenyans. So there's no way I can twist that he was never my hero. He's my hero, and he remains my hero. And that is it. Nothing changed. Back to Makubura.
Thank you, Mr. Miguda. Allow me to give this chance to Mr. Barak to also give us his take on what he thinks might happen tomorrow based on what we saw today and the expectation of the people of Luo Nyanza, together with the timelines which are there, and the attendance of quite a number of presidents, almost 7 sitting and former have confirmed they'll be coming to Kenya tomorrow. And how is this, of course, significant to the people of Kenya? What lessons have we learned today going towards tomorrow until Sunday? And then after that, you can give us your final remarks, Mr. Barak. And then Eric will give us his final remarks, and then Meguda. Barak?
Thank you, Mark. What to expect tomorrow? I think tomorrow is a state funeral. And anytime you hear the word state, it means the state is in charge. So we just expect to see those dignitaries coming and attending the funeral of their friend. Raila had a wide network from, and most of these presidents are his personal friends, like Cyril Ramaphosa, the Kaguta Museveni. They are friends, and so they're coming to mourn one of their friends. And the state will be fully in charge, and we expect things to go on well during the state funeral. And after that, they say that we are also going to have public viewing, so that is where we are expecting maybe some commotion because of crowd control manenos. So I think from what happened today, we were talking about lessons learned. I don't know if Kenyans really learn, but we hope that tomorrow no life will be lost. People just adhere to the protocols that will be there, because state functions have protocols, and once the protocols are not followed, we end up having problems. So I hope that protocols will be followed. And military are in charge because this is a state event. And Raila will be taken at Karen, at his home in Karen, to spend the night there before we embark on the journey to Kisumu on Saturday morning. So it is, we are still in that somber mood of mourning. And I hope Kenyans will continue showing their last respect to the fallen hero. And Megud has said something that is very critical there, that Raila was not a tribal leader, but a national leader. And I think that is how we should approach this mourning process, that it is not a Luo thing. Raila was in fact, many people from different communities benefited from Raila more than the Luos themselves. So we, in this mourning process, it's not just about Luos. It is about all people who believed in the Raila as the leader, Raila's ideology, Raila's leadership, Raila the institution, Raila the movement. So it brings together people from different communities. So let us not reduce it to a Luo thing and look it and so that it can appear that it's only Luos who are mourning. Yes, Raila was a Luo, and Luos have lost a great son of their own. But mourning is not just about the Luos. It brings people from so many communities who believed in Raila and who benefited directly from Raila. And that is why Raila was, the Luos stood by him more than 100%. But when he got something small, he could distribute across the country. And when the others had the same opportunity, they could just distribute it among their own community. So that is what made Raila to stand out compared to the rest. So tomorrow we hope for the best, and let us continue. I believe that today very few people got opportunity to view the body of Raila. So tomorrow is another chance. From 2, let us meet at Nyayo Stadium and continue viewing. Those of us who are willing to do that and who are able. And those who are able to travel to Bondo, like Miguda said, do so because Bondo nafasi imeshajaa tayari, so the earlier the better. Ile imebaki kidogo, itafika mahali hata ukitoa mguu chini hautapata nafasi ya kuirudisha. So that is how heroes are sent off when they pass away. So my final remarks is that there are so many things that we can talk about Raila Odinga, but for now, let us focus on sending him off, giving him a befitting send off that fits his status. Raila has left a deep valley in our politics that I don't even think that even 50 years will be enough to fill that valley. So we will talk much about Raila Odinga, about the future of the Luo community, the Luo nation, about the future of this country, about the politics post Raila. But for now, let us focus on mourning, viewing the body, traveling to give him, pay his last respect in Bondo, and so many things we'll speak about from Monday onwards. Asante sana kwako na kwa wenzangu hapo kwa studio na kwa wale ambao wametutazama jioni ya leo. Mkuwe na usiku mwema na tuzidi kuombea familia, ndugu na marafiki wa mwenda zake marehemu Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
Thank you so much. Eric, what is your final remarks?
Yeah, thank you. And I want to thank my colleagues for this painful night. Sometimes hunger, hunger pushes. We are people. Sometimes for me, I'm short-hungered. Yeah? Hunger drives me when things are not going good. I'm a person who is coming from a different world from the rest, so I always sometimes want things to go the right way. Like the person who was more painful to me today, not even Raila's family, not even Isogeta Morris, who is my brother down from that peninsula. And when I saw him down in tears, and in our village we used to call him Ogeta soldier, so I said, oh, perhaps Raila is dead. I was in the class of I must see, and all of yesterday I was going through about, there was a musician called Okach Bigi who used to say, these people are saying I'm dead, because this thing of Raila is dead, we are used to it. So in my village, Raila is called Uchieng. So because Uchieng is his name, first name actually, before they changed this thing to Raila, and his father is called Adonija, because it's a long history. I think we will do that on Monday. So when our village people are saying they must see if that is Uchieng, and if Uchieng is the one who is in that coffin. And that name reminded me when Raila called that name Uchieng when Ongondo was being buried. And I asked one of my colleagues, do you know the person who is calling himself Uchieng. And that person told me, no, he was calling somebody. I said, no, he's just calling himself. Nobody called Uchieng, he was calling. And if you know that person, go and call that Uchieng. But he was saying, now deep down, in our culture, like sometimes they call me Otieno. When I say Otieno, things are bad. So I've seen Ochieng. He has slept, and we hope may his soul rest in peace. We welcome people to Nyalagunga. Bondo, I think the burial will be, they have not said, but I hope itafanyika pale Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, and this body will be taken straight to Kango Kajaramogi, not Opoda Farm, as the information I have received. And he will be buried next to his mom, Mary, and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So Raila will be buried to Kango Kajaramogi, Nyamera, for those who know. So you better start early. You find yourself in Nyamera or somewhere in Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University. Don't waste your time going to Poda. You will take some picture there and it might get late. It better this information gets you that Uchieng will be buried up there. Finally, our heart is very heavy. And as a community, we have come to a point that nothing makes us happy. So anything, you insult us, it will hurt us. You laugh at us, it will hurt us. You try to please us, we will see it as a joke, and the person who is taking advantage of us. So whatever the people of opposition chooses to do during this Ochieng's burial and death is none of their business. Whatever the government choose to do, this Ochieng's death and burial, let us mourn Ochieng in peace. Bury him in peace. And look for us after that. And we shall sit down and talk. Death is the end of everything. If Raila took us to you or took us away from you, he's dead. Please. That is my request for anybody who may or will need us in the future. Because even if Ochieng has left, our people, ODM as a party, the Ochieng supporters, they will still have years to reckon with. And we welcome everybody, anyone who will be with us. We have had enough as a community. And that's what I will say, even if I'm in a disagreement with some people about our community. We have had enough as our community. So I'm just imagining where if Raila won the presidency in 2022, and then Uhuru placed General Ogola to be the CDF in 2022 or post. Then Ogola died on accident, and then Raila died on the seat. I don't want to think beyond that. But may God of Ramogi Ajuang be with our people. Let us pray for calm. Let us mourn Baba in our style. He's our father. We loved him. We will always love him. But after him, there will be not even us, there will be people and there will be Kenya. And that is what Raila always pray for. I think from Monday, Tuesday, even up to December, we will talk about his legacy. We will talk about his mistake. He's a human being and he always agree. And even last speech, I love his last speech. He was very strong. When he had ODM PG, I think it was in Machakos, and I received a clip where Babu Wino said before that day, he called him. He was with the Sosi plus two other politicians that he never mentioned. And he told Babu, regardless of whatever happened, let us work together for the prosperity of this nation and prosperity of our community. Because Raila knew that one day he will never be here and will be people left behind. We really loved him. And in our community, even the ladies, they always say the only person Luo people, Luo men are loyal to is Raila Amolo Odinga. The only person they can't cheat. The only person if they promise something to do, they will do was Baba. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I pray that the Lord of our ancestor will not make us be loved again. If Raila was meant to be away, the way is now there, and we shall travel and walk in that way, with us or with our generation. May God of our people, God of this land, protect us and guide us, give us intelligence and wisdom as we move into the future. But these issues of rushing to declare somebody as a party leader because ODM had money and this money must be controlled. Remember when Raila took over from his father, there was a party called Ford Kenya. We dumped even that party to other people. And Raila moved his way. I'm not preempting that ODM will die because the people who have now been declared whatever party leader to make them happy so that they don't die soon. But let us look at the prosperity and where our people ought to be. The truth is truth, no matter how painful or how irritative it may be, because life is full of competition. Thank you very much. I will not be here tomorrow. I will not be here on Sunday. I will not be on maybe a week or so, but very soon again I will be here. Thank you very much, Makubura.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Eric, for to be with us this evening. We really appreciate. And give you, Mr. Mabuda, a chance to give us your last remarks.
I just want to appreciate our viewers who have come to the show and also our panelists who have turned out. I think Ayaga has extensively stated things very clearly, and we'll just have to meet next time. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay. you. Meguda, thank you, Eric and Benson, and everybody who joined us today. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night. I mean to thank you all for finding time to join us as we continue with the morning period. We wish you all the best, and we wish the family of Raila Odinga a season of as they are going through these tough times. God give them the grace to bear the loss of Raila Odinga. Allow me to say a big thank you to Goodyear. Thank you so much for being consistent and being here with us. And to everyone who joined us this evening, we really appreciate. May God bless you. And to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, from wherever you're watching. Thank you so much. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow.